Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to your deciding Game 3. Orange Esports versus Team DK. This is Game 3. It all comes down to this. DK, they struggled in Game 1. Orange jumped out to a hot lead. They sealed the deal. Then they start Game 2 leading 5-0, win all 3 lanes through the landing stage, and crumble and fall apart. DK with some fantastic defensive comeback play. They take Game 2. And Lumi, that sets up our Game 3.
Yep, Game 3. I think it's okay to call GG now. Visage being selected. Pick one.
Not banned. That we were talking about it all through the break. Will he get banned? No respect.
He has still not lost a game at all with Visage. And of course, the man I'm talking about is Extinct. And Game 1, they were actually able to limit his play quite a bit. He was only 9-6. I say only because he's generally 13-0. But we'll see what they could do against him Game 2. So Orange going with something that have not been broken, so they would not deviate from that. It's going to be the Visage Sand King dual support.
Now for DK, the interesting little change up here is they're going to pick up a Weaver, and they're going to do it early as the second pick. They went with the same bans. They banned out the Mushi OD and then the Ohio Windrunner. Huge respect, especially to the Mushi OD, which frankly we've only really seen, I think it was one game. Maybe they've been running it a lot in scrimmages, but they won't get access to it here. And DK will go Weaver. We've seen Burning actually playing quite a bit of one-position Weaver as of late for DK. Now, when they do it, they normally get a decent secondary carry, but we could easily see Burning play this hero. Something that doesn't normally feel like a Burning hero, but maybe it's the right choice.
Yeah, it really matches up really well with Orange, what they were trying to do. Maybe they figured out Orange. Orange, if you look at every single game that they had picked, it's nothing but burst damage. And win by burst damage. And they have a lot of sustained things through things like Shackle Shot and whatnot, but it's just like Sand King, Call Down, Epicenter, Bolts, Torrents. It's just like nuke you till you dead. Weaver, if he survives the initial barrage, which may not happen because the chain stun of Orange is actually really good, but if he does survive, then you basically toss a ton of your nukes away. He's going to backtrack, and you're done. Also, keep in mind that you could actually die, buy back, and backtrack into the fight if that's something you're fancying. So he's always going to be in the middle of the fight doing a lot of havoc.
Or time lapse, yeah. But
sorry,
I get them mixed up a lot too. But Lifestealer is in the pool for DK here, and have Bat, have Weaver. Weaver can be that strong safe lane solo. You can run the Bat mid, and if you get a Lifestealer, suddenly you have Lifestealer bombs. You've got some decent team fight with the Swarm. We'll see what direction they want to take their draft. They are currently banning out some carries here. They'll ban out the Gyro, something that Orange has turned to time and again, almost always for KYXY as a safe lane solo. And Orange, if they want to go aggressive tri-lane, they can. The thing is, though, Windrunner has sort of been that third pillar of the tri-lanes. When they go for something like Sand King, because it gives you that long-range harassment to combo with the Visage, makes up for Sand King's somewhat mediocre initiation range. But they can't go Windrunner here, so my question to you is, do they still want to tri-lane? And if so, who will that hero be?
Well, I don't know. They haven't seen play anything else from the Gyrocopter, right? In their safe lane solo. Londra is the other safe lane solo. In terms, you were asking about the tri-lane carry.
Yeah, or the farmer, yeah.
Right. Lifestealer was a popular choice. I don't think you could actually pick it against Weaver. Maybe they could do something. What they did yesterday was a safe lane Shadow Fiend and just farm away, or was that LGD I believe?
That was
LGD
yeah.
Misery.
They ran the Tricore.
Yeah. So maybe not. Yeah, I'm very curious in terms of what they will pick up. Orange Esports does have a very wide hero pool, but I feel that these two bans are very smart coming in from DK. And
yeah, they're going to really neuter KYXY's hero pool this game, and what will he be able to pull out of the hat? That's what we're about to find out. As for Orange Esports, we've seen them run the Mushi Sand King mid, but realistically, against Batrider, even against Weaver, just not something you really want to turn to. So it'll be a support Sand King 99 times out of 100 here, and that means they still need Mushi's hero. They'll go Silencer for DK. Now, we've seen this combo before. Batrider, Silencer, you're global.
Yep.
Let's Batrider jump in. There's no way really to prevent him from initiating. Find the easy pick off, or if they go on you, you pop the global Silence. Weaver can time lapse, and then you can turn the fight around. So interesting pick. What do you think?
Yeah, Silencer is also a very good counter pick against the Batrider for the same reason that you listed. He jumps in before he gets a grab off, you silence, and you just collapse on him because he basically initiated on himself for you guys in front of the whole base, or whole team.
So something of a block pick maybe as well. There is still a Lifestealer in the pool. Do Orange want to go for it here? I mean, like you mentioned, he just doesn't match up that well against Weaver in general. But I feel DK are the team that could look to go for it if they want.
Yeah, I feel like Orange, if this game is a game to pick a squishy carry that you normally cannot pick because of stuns and whatnot, this is a game to do it because there's not really too many stuns for them to deal with.
There's a lasso, there's a flame break, that's it.
Yeah, and well, obviously they could pick up 1 or 2 more depending on their last 2 picks, but I mean,
Of course.
yeah. But the big thing for me, the silencer, is that again, it's the same game plan that it shuts down Orange, which is burst, burst, burst. If you go drop a global on top, team fight's over.
Yeah, let's see where they go. They'll go for the Leshrac. Now, for Orange, they do often run this mid, or even something that Ohio's played mid. I don't know if Mushi would. I think he's done it once. They often run it as a tri-lane farmer, and this was something they'd love to do during the International 2 and the months leading up to it, was they'd run the Leshrac Sand King combo, usually as a dual lane safe lane. Leshrac gets the farm there. They ran something like the Morphling solo mid, and then even sometimes a tri-lane Sand King Leshrac +1, do a lot of pulling, and then some sort of standard off-lane like a Tide Hunter, a Prophet was popular at the time, and farming Leshrac, maybe we'll see it this game.
Yeah, Leshrac's actually a fairly decent hero. It matches up okay against Weaver. The big obvious issue against a Weaver is whether Leshrac could survive the physical damage coming out. But if you get the farming row, assume that you're going to get a quick Scythe of Ice. Also, you got to keep in mind Edict as well as I believe Pulse Nova will hit through Weaver even if he's invisible or secreting around. So
And the Edict damage as well.
right, so a lot of survivability coming from Weaver is like, oh, I'm dancing around team fight, you can't hit me, but Leshrac says, I don't care, I will hit you.
Also, the raw level of burst damage they have here, Burrow Strike into the Split Earth follow-up, the Pulse
Soul
Nova,
Assumption,
Edict,
yeah.
and Soul Assumption, and possibly some familiar stuns to get some extra nukes or damage off during that time. That's enough to bring a Weaver from full to nothing. Now, that's where Silencer can come into play, but he looks like a support Silencer so far this game. He could go mid, and maybe with the Queen of Pain pick, he will go mid, and they'll pick another support. And if they do that, Silencer actually does well against Queen of Pain 1v1 mid, and that would give them a very fast global. And I feel that might be the one thing that is a concern for DK, is how soon can they get global silence out? If they run Silencer as a safe lane tri-lane hero, might take a while.
Yeah, in the past, DK or Chinese teams in general have only ran Silencers as support, so I expect him to be a support this game. But if they want to pull out a solo mid, I think he matches up quite nicely. If he gets enough farm to get a first big tanky item like a quick mech, that could be very, very good. Also, I like the Earthshaker setup predominantly for the reason that you talked about. There is a lot of stuns, and that could kill your Weaver before he even time-lapse. So having an Earthshaker to break things up is very nice. Also, having Global allows your Earthshaker to literally waltz into the middle of a team fight to drop an Echo Slam, and everybody else just have to respect that. Now, the one big thing that we all forget about in this kind of matchup so far is that those birds, they don't care about Global Silence.
Yeah, and it could even, they're of course magic immune. It could even be a, or 95% magic resistance, but immune to those spells, those effects anyway. So we'll have to see Lumi. I guess the other question is, this Queen of Pain, I imagine it's going to be a Mushi Queen of Pain. And, well, not really question, but the interesting talking point really is, he's at his best on these types of heroes. The Queen of Pains, the Templar Assassins, the Obsidian Destroyers, your Intelligence Semi-Carries, even a hero like Windrunner. He's back in the saddle for this game on the Queen of Pain. Can he be the X Factor?
I think he can be, because he's another hero that deals well with the Weaver. Even if Weaver could go invisible, your Scream as well as your Sonic Wave will hit. Quick Orchid is the name of the game here for Mushi, and I think that's what he'll be rushing for.
Now, actually, DK will go ahead and ban out the Shadow Fiend. Looks like they were worried about Orange running a safe lane Queen of Pain and maybe even a solo mid Shadow Fiend, because Shadow Fiend in the side lane does struggle a bit against Batrider. But we'll see where they go from here. For Orange Esports, one more ban. They'll remove the Kunkka,
Very
which
surprising.
I actually like that, because DK's already hard to kill, and if they also get a Kunkka, then they get almost impossible to kill. They'll go for Dragon Knight. They get
3 games in a row, yeah.
Another stun, 3 games in a row. 1 game they won, 1 they lost. It'll be a solo mid DK, and now sets up a Batrider, probably as the off lane, and a defensive tri-lane Weaver, Silencer, Earthshaker. How does that match up against Orange? Who has the edge here?
I think it's, well, we'll see the last pick, but just judging from the 4 against the 5 right now, I think DK is by far vastly better. They have long range stuns coming out from both Dragon Knight and Earthshaker, even though that's really the only 2 reliable stuns they have, if you minus the Flaming Lasso. It's enough. It's enough to deal with these heroes that normally don't get BKB early. Now, Leshrac and Queen of Pain both get BKB, but Global Silence still goes through that. So I feel that if Weaver plays safe enough, and Burning always plays safe, he's going to be fine. Looks like Nature's Prophet off lane here.
Very different choice from them, and it looks like it's going to be maybe a Mushi Prophet heading. It could be towards the mid lane, could be to that safe lane, but you imagine the Queen of Pain will be safe lane, and it now sets up a Prophet plus an aggressive tri-lane, which can be a very potent combination. I mean, I guess we could see them do a switch here and have,
Yeah.
say, Ohio play an off-lane Prophet. But on paper, we'll see if they swap the heroes real quick. Doesn't look like it. So Orange going kind of Virtus Pro, kind of Eastern Dota style here. They'll run the aggressive tri-lane. They'll have a Prophet getting solo experience. And they will look with that +1 combination to have 4 heroes descend on the bottom lane, go for kills, and then push the tower early. Can they do it? We'll find out.
It's going to be definitely hard to do against the Earthshaker. I could tell you that.
It'll come down to the positioning, and the positioning for DK has generally been one of their strong suits. Speaking of DK, let's introduce the boys now. They're, of course, on the Radiant side. They dropped in Game 1, got absolutely destroyed there. They were trailing in Game 2, but they made a comeback. They forced this deciding Game 3. The winner of this game, the winner of this match, will be your first-place team in Group B. They'll be seeded directly into the round of 4 for the Dota 2 Super League, which means inside track to win a lot of money. $165,000 in total prizes to be claimed over the course of this season. We'll have ROTK on the Batrider. He is really boomer bust. Which will he be? We'll find out. Super on the Dragon, or on the Dragon Knight, we'll have, kind of looks like the Silencer, for, well, at least when it's paused. Burning, going to be handling the Weaver. We will have Die playing the Silencer, MMY as he's now known, and QQQ, last but not least, on the Earthshaker.
Yeah, so far though, ROTK has been nothing but big booms in these team fights, or in the first 2 games as well. So I expect him to play rather well in the last one. But on the Orange Esports side, KYXY is going to be playing on the Queen of Pain. It is going to be a part of that trialing, like you talked. Well, it's a part of that trialing. Well, we'll talk about that later. Extinct going to be on the Visage. Sanking's going to be handled by Net, and of course we have Mushi playing the solo Mid-Nature's Prophet. And last but not least, Leshrac being handled by Ohio.
Yeah, so it looks like for Orange, they definitely want to get Queen of Pain 1v1 against Batrider. They probably expect an offlane bat. They'll be right about that from the looks of things. That's why we see the magic stick on KYXY. They do want to run an aggressive farming tri-lane with Leshrac. Now, the only issue with this tri-lane is just the initiation range, which is going to be lacking here. Sandcane, you look at his level 1 Burrow Strike, it's piddling, it's pitiful. That's not going to be great initiation. Grave Chill, it's a slow, not a stun, not the best, but when they get some more levels, they'll be really potent. As for DK, I feel DK, like you said, just going to be so hard to kill because it's not only going to be an Earthshaker tri-lane, it's also going to be a Weaver as the farmer, one of the most elusive heroes in the laning stage.
Yeah, he's also one of the squishier carries, so if you find the...
If he does get caught, he's dead.
Right, which could be hard, again, if there's an Earthshaker. So if Earthshaker is able to stay on the bot lane and protect Burning, I just don't see the Dire winning that trial. Now, with that said, if there's so much pressure up top or mid lane, oh man, look at these skanks. They always do this kind of way around the bushes.
They're slippery in the pre-laning stage here. Yeah. It's actually, Orange, you even go back a while ago, I think it was to the Southeast Asian League, the SCA League. They beat Zenith 2, or was it 3-0, and one of the games, they set up 3 or 4 heroes right where I'm drawing on the map and found a first blood that way. Ice was completely unprepared for it. Speaking of which, I miss that guy. I haven't cast his games in a while, but I'm sure we'll get to soon. But yeah, Orange, this is really, if you study the tape on this team, this is one of the things they do very uniquely, sort of like the Alliance. Not the Roshan plays, but just these early first blood attempts.
Yeah, they also scouted out the ward being placed on the bot lane over here, so there is a D ward on Sanking, and I imagine they will start to look to chip that one away very quickly.
So, safe lane Queen of Pain for KYXY. Hasn't been pulled any regen, but did start with the magic stick. So, Orange, they get the lanes they expected. Now, Lumi, my question is, can they win these lanes convincingly?
Can do. Which team, DK or
Orange? They obviously they predicted all these lanes from DK. They start the magic stick on the Queen of Pain. They send her safe lane. They got the lanes they wanted. Are these good lanes for them?
I think the lane on the Quap versus the Batrider should be pretty much a wash. You give the slight edge to RTK's Batrider because Batrider is insane as a laner. On the bot, I definitely favor the DK by quite a bit. You can see that MMY is already spamming Curse of Silence. Not exactly a great spell by its own, but not bad. And of course, that
it's not so great at level 1, but it gets stronger as you level it up.
Right, and nobody's ever going to die here unless they play horribly out of position. And Super has been extremely impressive so far in the 2 games where he has a matchup disadvantage. I still believe this is also a matchup disadvantage for him, although this one's a little bit easier.
Oh, no.
As I say that, nobody's going to die up top, though. KYXY gets the first blood on RTK. I have no clue how that happened, and it surprises me that it does happen.
Unfortunately, neither do I. First blood I've missed in quite a while. Meanwhile, middle lane, the chase is on for Mushi, and Mushi able to get away. Sorry about that, guys, but I guess KYXY just fighting with the creep wave. He has leveled up Shadow Strike and just able to catch the Batrider. Was he only level 1 there? Doesn't have a point Firefly yet, so maybe that was the problem.
Yeah, it's very similar to last game. He was saving that point. Maybe saving that point.
Maybe saved it too long.
Yeah.
We'll see a Haste Storm picked up by Net. He'll rotate back towards the bottom lane, and He'll be looking for potentially a kill. This could be the opening they need. You get this burrow strike in, and they might be able to catch out Die, but great positioning from QQQ.
If he
can't go in.
Yeah, if you burrow strike in, like the fissure's going to block you out. And, you know, haste it or not, you're going to be stunned with tower focusing. Maybe now you go on the shaker. Where's the fissure? Fissure is going to hit.
Here we go. Net's trying to run away. Prophet's TP'd in. He's caught out burning. The soul assumption is there. Mushi arrives and finds a kill. They have another burrow soon, but they won't commit for 2. And so now they found a kill bottom. KYXY is winning top lane. Feels a lot like game 2. That didn't end well for Orange, but it's certainly starting well here.
Well, Sentry being dropped down right in the lane. Be able to D-ward as well as providing a ton of vision. That's what got it done. Very nicely played.
Yeah, this Observer ward as well in the lane. Really doing some nice work. And Mushi, playing that solo mid Prophet, has gone for the early bottle. He'll now be bottle crowing. And he'll actually leave a charge on the bottle, which is less efficient if you need the regen. But he doesn't, so it'll end up working out a little bit better for him here, I feel. And kind of clever by Mushi.
The new school of bottle crawling.
Yeah, there's all these random little things. Like, because if you can benefit from using all 3 charges, then it's just mathematically better to actually use all the bottle charges. But in this case, only needs 2, leaves 1 and sends it back.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, Net looking for the burrow strike. This particular observer ward in lane is actually very helpful because it allows Sankey to know what's behind the tree line. It gives him a better idea of whether he should burrow strike in. For example, and also it makes sure that you know the Earthshaker is here. And if you know the Earthshaker here, you have a lot more information of how to make the dive, what angle to come in from that dive, and how many that fissure will hit. If you don't see him
By the way, top lane, KYXY is level 5 right now, and he might be going for a kill in RTK. Not just yet. Sorry, it looked like he was going to go, but decides to back off.
Yeah, he's got 2 points into Shadow Strike, so...
This is bad for RTK has to go base. If he doesn't go base, he's dead. And
Yeah.
he'll go base again, but that means Queen of Pain's going to hit 6 by the time he's 4 and back to the lane, which is really horrible for the offlane bat.
Yeah, that first blood kill is... it's a huge factor, like the gold swing as well as the EXP swing. You generally don't come back when you give up first blood, bat rider or not.
It's interesting because it's always been Mushi on that Queen of Pain, but it'll be KYXY, and I think Mushi is happy and proud so far. You find that first blood early on. Can't really complain about that. Not even Mushi can. 20 and 10 on the Queen of Pain as well. KYXY keeping the lane pushed, but in some ways this is even to his advantage here, is if the Bat Rider TP's in and there's a big wave, could maybe dive him at the tower. And for DK, they relied a lot on the Bat Rider in previous games, but they won't really have a good start for him here. So what can they make happen? We'll find out. For Orange, continuing to farm this bottom lane, and I guess the good news is Burning's not getting that much CS. Leshrac slightly ahead of him, but DK aren't dying either.
Yeah, and now you can see the Bat Rider is transitioning into the jungle instead because really doesn't have any farm, so he's going to go for a stack first. Yeah, if you've never done jungle Bat Rider before, you want to stack the big camp as many times as you want, napalm it, and then destroy it with Firefly. Meanwhile, you could take the small camps if you want to. Just
Yeah, he's already level 4, so he can just start with the big camp if he wants. But yeah, generally if you want to kill the small camp twice at level 1, then you start killing off the stack big camp. But for the time being, he'll just go straight for the big camp. But you run a Bat Rider and you get the 1v1 matchup off lane, you at least want him to be getting levels and farm in the lane. Going into the jungle like this, you give Queen of Pain a free lane, you also allow her to freely pressure a tower. This is very bad for DK, and they now trail by 1,500 gold, 1,500 experience. This is the start Orange were hoping for. And on top of it, they're about to get level 6 on their Prophet, and then I think their ability to find kills with this bottom lane will get a lot scarier, because they'll just have the Prophet ultimate, the chance to tank the tower damage. We may see Mushi look for a kill soon.
Yeah, I think the Prophet ultimate is the bigger thing here, considering the fact that Weaver is still very low in terms of HP. He's sitting at 500 HP, and any kind of combination of a couple of level 3 nukes on him, he is just flat out dead, fissure or not. So I imagine that play is going to be coming rather soon.
Back to base again for RTK. Only level 5, 6 minutes in, which isn't too bad if you're jungling, but not so good in this situation. Double damage on Mushi. He's going to strut bottom with all sense of urgency that he can possibly muster. Orange looking for a burrow strike through the tree line. Sentry's there. They can't find a QQQ. Good positioning for him. Tucked away, but will it be good enough? Mushi can summon some trance, clear the path, and look for the dive now. The fissure clips too, but the trance are here. They're going to clear out the wave in a hurry. Prophet ult deployed in another lane. It's going to bounce through soon. They catch out Die. MMY drops low. He gets blown up by the Prophet ult. Bit of lag here, but Soul Assumption was thrown out. They secure the kill, and they may look for more. QQQ, ring around the rosy. Fissure this, Mushi says. Fissure this. He'll drop the Sprout. Now the Split Earth comes through. KYXY joins the bottom lane. It's a party. It's 5 heroes, and it's going to be a tower. It really feels like a very Eastern European style from Orange, and working quite well at that.
Yeah, very surprised to see the DK not teleporting in during that. maybe it's the reason that he doesn't have his ultimate form, and without having that long range stun, he's just a big melee creep that could maybe drop a nuke or two. So he's not going to be able to do too much. And then TP in, tier 1 goes down, a big lead now in for Orange, 0-4. The gold chart is just going crazy as 4,000 gold lead now.
Yeah, that's not looking good for them. They now trail by about 3k gold, 1k experience, and I think the bigger thing is Global Silence is going to be delayed for a long time, and I feel a lot of their lineup is just built around Batrider getting his early blink and then just going in with the blink lasso and global, but they won't have that option here. They're gonna find him. Oh my goodness, Burning caught out, blown up. What a beautiful sentry. Just some amazing movement from these supports, and I'm actually just going to try reconnecting to this game because this is some of the worst lag I've had, and you don't seem to be lagging at all, Lumi. So
yeah, I'll try to keep you guys in touch in terms of what's going on. Orange right now is pushing for a tier 2 tower with
there's your instant replay, your production value on the monitor.
Max out Treants, and these Treants are pretty much doing the biggest deal right now. It's, support TP is going to come in from Weaver. Burning gets stunned up, but he should be absolutely fine. And yeah, I think they are going to hold. Actually, Super being forced to defend the TP to bot lane and defend as well. So that's going to leave the mid lane to be nobody farming there. So
well, DK continue to defend their bottom tower. We're back in the game. Oh, still laggy. No idea why. Sorry guys, seems to be fine on Lumi's computer, so I guess mine is just taking the day off. But we'll try and cast through, and Lumi can hopefully fill us in on any action that my screen isn't showing. For the time being, Orange Esports, well, they'll sit bottom lane, and with 3 heroes here and Arcane Boots online, they'll look for a second round of engagement. They only have level 4 in Visage, but if they get that Burrow Strike initiation, it's just such an easy kill. And remember, Mushi can join these fights. He's going Hand of Midas. He's going for some extra gold. He's already done the early work, heavy lifting. Can they find a kill bottom? They'll look for Burning now, and Burning playing towards the southern side of the creep wave, a little bit better positioning than last time, but may still get caught. QQQ. Well, potentially he's the one who'll get caught. Net rotates in. They want to take a fight at this tower. KYXY should have a teleport scroll. It's actually cooling down. QQQ just tucked behind the tree line. Net's going to strut in. Oh, hello, Earthshaker. Burrow through. The Visage familiar stun, or for not familiar, but Soul Assumption is going to be there. It is enough in the end. Now the Prophet ult splashes through, but it's a long way to dive. Mushi may be forced to TP out. Now Burning's isolated.
What
a nice sprout. Blocks out the DK. Incredible play for Mushi. Teleports to safety. What a play.
What a player. Mushi making it happen. He was going to die there for sure. No chance of TPing out there, but great play. Makes out alive and only trades 1 for 1, and you drew multiple teleport squirrels. So I think Orange actually came out ahead of that one.
Yeah, that was seriously impressive play by him. And while that's happening, Lurk's bottom, he's even got a Smoke of Deceit. He wants to go for the splitter through the tree line. He'll start with the nukes, and, well, he won't go for it in the end. And by the way, KYXY, actually not the lead farmer anymore. That title is going to go to Dragonite. Super has somehow found 57 CS, and he's your lead farmer despite not having first blood. I guess he got the tower kill mid, and that's maybe the big thing here. But he's having a surprisingly huge performance so far on that DK. I guess a lot of the time Mushi's been out of the lane.
Well, somewhat inflated score as well, because he's also killing a couple of Treants that was used trying to harass him out of the lane. And he says, all right, I'll just flame breath them. And
but he is still your net worth leader.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely farming a lot better than the Queen of Pain, but maybe a little bit inflated is what I'm trying to say.
A little bit inflated for sure, and he does have a tower kill at his side, which Queen of Pain has not secured yet. DK have devoted a lot of time and resources to slowing that push down, but that will delay their global silence. They're level 6. It's getting to that point where you got to find the levels for MMY. He's only 4. You're 11 minutes in. He really needs global. You compare that to even Extinct. He's halfway to level 6. This DK team, if they can get global silence online in the next 3 to 4 minutes, I feel a good global could turn this game around, but they'll need a good one. And Super, he's looking for an initiation here. They've actually got a sentry ward, DK does, but Orange won't see this coming. No sentries for them. Ohio posted up. This could be very bad. It's going to be 4 heroes descending on this bottom lane. Net, the first one to get caught. Now a blink in. Bat's going to lasso and pull back Ohio. That'll be 2, hitting the deck immediately. The third is going to be your Visage, who manages to escape. And while that's happening, Orange will go for the trade. They'll work on the tower mid, but all things considered, a great little fight there from DK.
Yeah, I mean, look at how ROTK has been shut down early on, but still he's basically playing with the entire team. Every single team fight, he's there. Every single counter gang that needs him, he's also there. And you look at the Queen of Pain, who was able to join for 1 team fight on the bot lane, got the tier 1 tower push, and since then she has been a non-factor in this game.
Total non-factor.
Yeah, I mean, she's winning the lane, so that she's definitely has her mark in the game in one way or another, but she's not contributing to the team fight. She's also actually going for an Axe Scepter.
I feel this is an Orchid game or a BKB game. You're up against the global. So either you want a BKB to remove that silence after it's cast, or you want an Orchid so you can just blow up heroes like Weaver. You can punish Batrider when he blinks in. I don't know if Ags is the choice here, Lumi. I feel like this isn't the right item.
I always believe Acceptor first on Queen of Pain is just a poor choice.
RTK. Oh, RTK might get caught here. Net.
Not
going to go in.
And Super may actually turn around. He doesn't have Dragon Form, but do they have a good Flame Break? If they find one...
Oh, this could be bad.
No, they back off.
They won't go in.
But yeah, Queen of Pain getting Acceptor. You'll finish your Acceptor when you're like level 13, 14. And it will take you a while for you even to benefit from that 40-second cooldown ultimate where you get at level 16. So
well, speaking of Queen of Pain and the Acceptor, it's coming sooner. Another missed kill. Sorry, guys. The lag isn't helping either. But Silencer does get picked off top. Queen of Pain does unload the ultimate. That's going to delay the level 6 die. Well, now he's saying, guys, somebody give me some farm. I really need it. It's 13 minutes and it's getting very late not to have your global silence.
It's mostly due to the enemy lineup that he can't farm against, because a Prophet as well as a Queen of Pain coming out anywhere just kills him flat out. So
Extinct on the run. Burning's giving chase. There's no teleport scroll here. He may go down. Burning just needs a few more auto attacks, one more Sakuchi, and he will find the kill. He's able to do it. Nice little pick off there. Now onto the mid lane where Ohio's dropping low. He'll pop the Curse of the Silent combination along with the last word.
And there's a level 6 finally.
And the tower tonight. And they've got global. And frankly, DK is doing pretty well without global. Now things start to get scary for Orange. And that high-impact solo safe lane Queen of Pain who found a first blood, how much is KOXY going to continue to do? We're about to find out, but even Mushi, he went back for a Midas, phase boots as well, didn't get the early mech, which isn't a bad choice, but I don't know, Lumi. I feel like one of these heroes really needed to go for something that keeps the action flowing.
Bat blinksing, KYXY blinks back out, so just a little bit of a trading action. But remember, this game started at 4-0 in the favor of Orange, winning every single lane. What a... I mean, this is a story that we have.
We'll see RTK going again.
No, he's Fireflies is running out, so he's just scouting. But despite winning the lanes and as well as the early game so hard, Orange Esport now really being put on the ropes.
Yeah, this is a crucible moment for them. Can they actually deliver when it really counts against DK? This was the team that took them down in the G1 League Season 4, the semifinals. They got dropped down to the loser bracket there, and generally, historically, Orange has struggled quite a bit against DK, as well as they played in Game 1, as well as they were playing in Game 2, jumping out to the 5-0 lead and jumping out to a 2-0 lead in this game, and finding a first blood on their safe lane Queen of Pain. They're not out of the woods yet, and this game just has that subtle vibe about it. Like, DK just seemed to be slightly more on the ball. Will that end up costing Orange? Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, again, game number 1 in the game that Orange won, there was ganks on the mid lane were very, very efficient. Every time they smoked, they got kills. And since then, in the Batrider game for Mushi Game 2, as well as this one with him playing Nature's Prophet, these ganks are not really doing as much. Now, Orange does have pretty decent late game. They have potentially 3 or 4 Hex Carrier. You know Nature's Prophet's going to get a quick Scythe. You know Queen of Pain eventually is going to find one. And Left Track, if he gets enough farm and kills in a team fight, he's going to get one himself. So this team does definitely go into pretty decent late game, but I'm not sure whether he can match a Silencer, a Dragon Knight, and a Weaver.
I mean, I feel like it's even just the Silencer Batrider, where that makes the late game of DK so scary because you pop global and you just go in and pick someone off with the lasso. And for Orange, there's not a whole lot they can do about that. Ohio's gone double bracer. He won't have a BKB anytime soon. The only one who could be close to it is KYXY if he wants to buy a BKB and not complete the Ag Scepter. It could definitely just be a casual point booster. The other nice thing for Orange, you mentioned some of their late game possibilities, is their mid game ability to take Roche. Medallion up on the Visage and the double familiars. They'll go into the pit now, but DK are going to look to contest this. RTK, he's working towards a 4-step. He's smoked up. Do they take this fight? They're a little bit late. If they want to go, they'll have to go now. They go in mid instead, and Orange will at least get a Roche out of this equation. Global was popped as well. They want KYXY. They'll find him. A Queen of Pain for a global and an ult wouldn't be too bad if they can get this Roche. It's dropping lower. They're going to find in-time splitters there. Roche not dead yet. Is RTK going to look to bounce in? He can't. His Blink Dagger disabled. Ohio will snag that Aegis. Nice little play by Orange. It looked a little dicey, but they'll find the kill. Mushi's teleported in, blown up in a matter of seconds. Now the Queen of Pain ult comes over the top. Echo Slam was there as well. Not doing too much. Burning able to get off his time lapse through it all. Now he runs away, and now with an additional stunt on KYXY, who's bought back to rejoin this fight. He'll blink away. Mushi buyback as well. He wants to get involved in the action. They get the Aegis, but they've already given up 2 kills on their cores. Can they continue to find them now? They'll pick off Super. They'll find another, and Burning thinking about a chase. He will back off. Orange Esports, they get 2, but they double buyback for that. they do hold on to the Aegis at least.
I mean, I don't think that's worth it. Even with the gold and EXP that you gain from the Roshan, what you've lost in terms of raw gold output and your 2 carries dying, that's way more important. Queen of Pain died a second time in that fight. Burning got a double kill in the fight. I mean, I feel like it's the Radiant team that's kind of getting the small but incremental advantage from DK.
I just want to ask, I just want to double check with you, Lumi. Is RTK still playing for DK? Or is he fake nicking on Mushi? Because that was an RTK Prophet teleport right there. Straight into 5 enemy heroes. Immediately blown up.
Man,
Mushi.
don't hate on RTK. He's playing so well this game, so...
Yeah, maybe there's 322 involved there.
There.
I'll stop. After today,
Wow.
I promise.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. I'm not accusing Mushi of that. I just thought it was a very poor taste joke. Had to make it. It's done. We'll move along. Cast will go on. It's a 5K gold lead right now for RNG Sports. About a 1.5K experience lead. And they'll smoke up, and under cover of that smoke, they'll rotate towards the top lane. Can they find a kill here on DK? Well, it gets tough now. BKB up for Super. And RTK lurking under the tree line with the Firefly active. He'll jump in now. He wants that Queen of Pain. That could set up a nice backstab here. It's a parade. It's a party. They'll find Die, but he's out of range. Now the curse comes through, but Super BKB dodges the Burrow Strike. This fight is not going well for RNG Sports. They are just not finding good openings here. QQQ comes in, drops the Fissure. They are going to pick up 2 kills. Silencer does hit the deck, but now Extinct going to fall as well. That's going to be 3 on the sidelines. They might find Ohio 2. Dragon Tail cooling down. He can't get out. He'll fall as well. That's your Aegis down. It's going to be a team wipe almost certainly, and we're going to see yet again probably our Queen of Pain going down. She gets fissured up. Now Dragon Tail freeze frame Dota for you, but in the end, team wipe. They lose the Aegis too. That's 6 deaths. That is the worst possible fight I have seen in a very long time. DK probably going to be leading in terms of gold, or very close to it after that fight.
Well, they're gonna be leading very soon after they get the tier 1 tower as well as all the creeps that they can farm on the mid and bot lane. And it looks like 2 or 3 DK members are already taking care of it. No, TP is gonna force them to go back. But how many Earthshaker fissures have he got on into that single team fight? And of course, to me, the big X factor was DK being able to pop the BKB. If DK didn't survive the initial barrage, that team fight would have been over.
Yeah, he BKB'd mid-Burrow Strike. I mean, my computer was lagging, but it looked like right as the Burrow was being cast, which is nearly instant, he just popped it at the last possible second. Also a bit of luck there for DK because Die barely missed getting caught. He was able to get off a Curse of the Silent on 4 heroes there, and if he gets caught, I mean, maybe the fight goes a bit differently. He did end up going down in the end, but he was able to deliver a few nukes, and crucially, he spotted out the gank. He gave the Dragon Knight time to react. Had that not happened, maybe it's a different fight.
Right. If you're Orange, the only thing you can say about the team fight is, hey, we got Burning, but I don't think even Burning is an issue at this point just yet. He's going for a BKB. He just want to stay alive in these team fights. He's also doing a ton. The Swarm's always grabbing 2 or 3 people, and the Swarm alone has killed Queen of Pain. In the previous team fight, has killed Visage in this team fight just now. So it's becoming a huge issue. I don't think Orange has enough burst, and more importantly, enough burst to go through the BKBs, enough burst to fight somehow against a Silencer. I just don't see them actually winning this game.
We're going to see some big item pickups now as George, our stats expert, thank you, George, for all your help with the broadcast, and great work by you, but he has picked up the Force Staff. It's an early one on the Bat Rider, and, well, this will be a nice item to keep the aggression flowing. Blink, Force on him. The double BKB is coming soon. Burning's now on the Courier, going to be trotting or flapping its way out there, and meanwhile, be RTK zoning everyone back. He'll be looking for this tower. He can blink in, he can grab net and force back, but it's a little too far to dive, and a 21-minute Ag Scepter for the Queen of Pain. We are about to find out if that item can turn this game around. Doesn't feel like it, not right now. RTK, Firefly going to wear off soon. He'll back off, but they've taken the 1 tower. The Poison Breath now works on the level 2 Elder Dragon form, so they can continue to work quickly on this tower. Net's going to usher or force his way in, but does he really want to commit to this? This is a long way to go for him, and in the end, he won't go in. Super, just a siege engine here. You can't go on him, but you have to, because the tower continues to tick down to the poison damage over time.
Yeah, he's slowly whittling it a little way. If nobody wants to farm this, he doesn't mind sieging it. Although Dragon Form is running out fairly soon, so if a team fight breaks out right about now, I think Orange might have an actual
RTK,
chance.
round 2. Firefly's up. He's about to go. Look for the jump any second. Now, as soon as this tower falls, Orange still sticking around. No, he's fine just to take the tower back off.
Dig tower, farm top.
I really felt they could have gone there. They have global silence. You global, you jump in, you lasso one, but They say we don't need to find kills. We'll just take your towers for free and we'll save the global for a rainy day.
Yeah, I mean, the Roshan fight could be coming up in the next couple of minutes, so you could save it for that. Or maybe if your ally gets smoke danked, like Burning gets smoke danked, then you just pop the global and he's got home free. Like, it's both very offensive, like you said, in a team fight, but at the same time, it can be very defensive as well.
And for the time being, DK they'll go back to farming. And this is where you've got your double BKB on the carries. You can work towards those next items. So we'll see something maybe like an MKB for Burning. That's kind of been the popular Weaver build for the Chinese players is BKB, maybe drums along the way if you're farming well, maybe an Aquila, but then just straight into MKB. And we may see that from Burning for Super. 3.2k. Another great Dragon Knight performance for him. And
yeah,
whatever he wants, he'll have it now. Shadowblade will be the choice. It's complete. He's very fat. This is scary. The initiation just got insane. They already have the Blink Force on bat. The Global's there as well. And now the Earthshaker long-range fissure. And then, of course, on top of it all, you're going to have the Shadowblade DK.
I mean, now we're comparing it to the one-roll KYXY Queen of Pain. Has an active Acceptor finish. And this is something I talked about when I was saying why I don't like Acceptor. You got it. You're level 13, so that ultimate's not even really fully juiced up. And that item in itself doesn't really help them team fight. The double BKB already up on DK. Silencer as well as Earthshakers should mostly stay in the back lines, and they shouldn't be able to get hit by it. So,
not only will the damage potentially not be very effective because of the double BKB, but he also doesn't have a way to deal with global silence. Yeah. That's the other big issue here.
I mean, he just have to hope that he survives with the global, and the Acceptor does help with that. Let's be fair here. But at the same time, it's just not a game impactful or game impacting enough item to justify a one-roll farm. If he has like a 23-minute Scythe of Ice, then I'll be saying something else, you know?
Yeah, we'll see. For the time being, he'll back off, and top lane, DK, they're going to look to clear out some trees here. They're going to look to do a bit of work in the enemy jungle. They could push this tower top. They have global. They have pretty much all their core items to go and take fights, but they're not forcing the issue, and this is where DK is just a patient team, and this is more of a stylistic decision than something they are forced into doing. They don't have to fight. They could if they want to, but DK, they're confident in their late game. They're confident they can outplay Orange there, and they're ahead is sort of strategically, if not too much in terms of gold or experience. So they'll sit back and they'll farm, and I think they're fine to take the slate.
Yeah, completely.
The item selection is great for it, and I also think Orange's item selection, for the reasons we talked about, is going to hurt their ability to go late. Mushi even getting Shadowblade, that's not bad, but it means they can't really fight now. So he'll have to hope that DK don't look to force the issue.
I mean, Midas and then Shadowblade is definitely a farming build in the sense that you could split push and get gold.
That's true.
Yeah. ROTK, by the way, also has a gem. They definitely, well, there you go. They could deward that mid. And with this gem pickup, again, they could play ultra defensive, and really the smoke gang's not going to be as effective anymore because Orange really lacked vision to find out where the enemy is. In fact, it's going to be DK perhaps now pushing to the tier 2 tower.
RTK, he's got Firefly active and available to go. Is he going to pop it now? He's still in Viz. Hasn't popped it yet. He's waiting for the right opportunity. Meanwhile, Mushi pushing out this top lane, trying to draw them back. RTK still could jump in. Again, they still have global. I feel you can just global and go on somebody, but they really don't want to. They'd much rather siege. It looks like they'd rather just force Orange to defend. And Orange not going to take the bait. They'll go for the trade, but a tier 2 mid, now they'll jump in. They'll pull him back, and there's your global. They just waited for the right moment. Now they strike. The fissure is there, but Ohio is BKB'd up. My goodness, Slideshow Dota is painful to cast, but it looks like in the end, on the backside, it's going to be Super, doing a lot of damage. Brains down extinct. Mushi, TP's in. Sprout is there, now tries to teleport out. Thinks better of it. No, I think that's just me lagging. Shadowblade's out instead, and Super finding some kills on the sidelines. KYXY able to blink away to safety, at least for the time being. It's a 2-for-2 trade, and global was used. Not a bad fight for Orange.
Yeah. The reason that DK don't want to really be very aggressive with their initiation. Also, I think tier 2 tower got destroyed as a result by Mushi. So, not bad. Actually, I think the Dire came out of in that exchange. But the reason I don't think DK is using those globals very aggressively is you don't know whether they have buyback under that tier 2. If you use your global and they, let's say, 2-man buyback, you lose that team fight very single-handedly. And lucky for them, there was no buyback in that particular instance. They were able to destroy tier 2 mid, so it was okay. It was okay for both teams.
Also, Mushi didn't die, so for RNG Sports, that means he works towards the Scythe of Ice now. And the one thing with Prophet is he doesn't do as much with gold as other heroes, so as in general. So you'll need to farm more to actually keep up. A hero like Dragon Knight with AoE cleaved and the slow splashing through on everyone, in theory, in a big team fight, he's just going to deliver a lot more total damage over the course of the fight. So that's where your profit. Mushi just has to keep on farming, pull ahead as much as possible, get the Scythe device up. Once the Scythe is there, find some pickoffs, be that global impact hero, because if it comes to a 5v5 clash, you're just not going to be able to contribute the same way. For the time being, though, he is your lead farmer. And as for Burning, he will go MKB now. He's picked up a Demon Edge. He's actually even using Clarities 27 minutes in. I know this makes you very happy, Lumi. Very efficient play from Burning, and MKB not far off for him.
I just want to say he's one of the few carry players that does that, especially on Spectre. That particular hero needs mana to Haunt and Dagger, but apparently
Dagger's
Weaver
very mana intensive.
Yeah. Weaver apparently as well. Generally, you don't make this play too much because you have like a Lincoln Sphere, but you know, it's all good.
Well, for Burning, he'll go back to the tower. He'll look to farm there. While that's happening, DK are going to clear out the river as quickly as possible. RTK flapping around. Boy, this is so laggy. I am just mystified.
Yeah, I mean, I'd definitely be on the same receiving end of those laggy team fights. So hopefully, will magically fix itself. But also, apparently, Mushi is farming better than he has ever had in his life, because this GPM right now is better than any other GPM in a solo mid position. So
okay, RTK is apparently Fireflying here, not getting any Firefly particles. Lumi, if you actually just want to switch your monitor into dual monitor at 1280 by 720, we can maybe just try switching the video source here and see if that helps. I'll let you work on that, and I'll continue casting some slideshow Dota. Maybe Kawa can assist with you. Make yourself useful, Kawa.
What did I do? 1280 by what?
You need to go into dual monitor mode on that computer. In Windows. Windows desktop monitor settings. Dual monitor, 1280 by 720. And then we'll try plugging the video cable directly into your computer, since you're apparently not lagging. But anyway, while that's happening, I'll continue to cast this one. Burning, pushing out the bottom lane, working towards the MKB. It is coming soon for him. And as for Super, he'll push the top lane out. Yeah, Cow, just to take over. Super, he'll be pushing the top lane and working towards his own next item. Assault Cuirass probably going to be the choice for him. Just such a well-rounded item for a hero like Dragon Knight. Lots of damage, armor for your team, and of course helps your team to push a bit as well. RTK, he'll Firefly up, and this time we at least get the animation. He'll be heading into the jungle. He'll be looking for some kills, and can he find one? That's going to be the question. Nothing just yet, but I think finally they'll have the positioning to take this tier 1 with the Batrider thoroughly zoning Orange out of the jungle. Orange not in a position to take that, but they are going to go for Roche instead. And frankly, if you're Orange, you get Roche, you give up a tier 1 top. You're going to be happy with this. Little surprised to see DK not trying to force the issue with the double BKB, the MKB now available. But they're just going to give up a Roche, and in exchange, they will get a tier 1 top. It's generally not that great of a trade considering the situation. The Swarm will come in. It's too late. Maybe for DK, they just feel they don't really need it.
I mean, I think DK definitely got blindsided in that exchange as well. They're like, oh yeah, we're the aggressor on the team. They're probably just farming very defensively in the jungles, or maybe even just in their base. But Orange not giving up just yet. Having the Aegis is going to be very helpful because, for example, if Leshrac or Karina Payne gets burst down in the beginning of the team fight, they could still retain and come back and do a ton more AoE damage as well. So
you need to duplicate these displays. Kawa.
Yeah, Kawa. You just fucked it up and you just left?
Thanks, producer Kawa. Thank you for just screwing it up and then walking away.
Now I don't even see shit.
I'm not doing this now. Lovely. Oh man, we'll go in. They'll take the tower top. They'll now jump in and they'll look to fight. And Dai's gonna get caught out trying to TP away. There's your Split Earth, your Fissure as well. He'll get picked off, and now QQQ on the way out. But can he actually escape in time? It looks like he'll barely be able to get away. RNG Sports, well, DK, not really the best engagement for them. Just got caught a little bit unprepared. Trying to take that tower was actually, looks like Burning denied a tier 2 bottom while that's happening. But so DK, they take a tower top. They deny their own tower bottom. They do lose one in the process. Didn't use global though, so all things considered, not a bad fight for them. This game really does still hang in the balance.
Sorry, I'm back in the game. Kawa has
left the building.
Yeah. I heard a Sonic Wave somewhere. Is he farming it? Yeah, he's using it to farm. I think Orange they realize they can't win this like right now, mid game. So they're gonna go all the way, the ultra late game, triple Scythe of Ice, maybe even 4, because Visage, if he has enough gold to pick one up himself. Visage actually quite rich at this point with Medallion Mech. So we're gonna see ourselves in a very, very slow and farming game. Everybody get your popcorn out, enjoy the schizophrenic Bat Rider that's on your screen probably, because every time he's fireflying, he's jerking hard.
Okay, there are
Oh,
several
God.
things wrong about what you just said. It's schizophrenic and that jerking hard, maybe not the best choice of words. This cast really falling apart. I blame Valve for the server lag, but very mysterious server lag at that. Just kidding. I love you guys, Valve. The game is amazing, but we'll cast it on. Burning, pushing out that bottom lane, trying to do what he can with the creep wave. And as for Orange, they'll just sit back and farm. They do have the BK and Queen of Pain now, and I guess they're starting to get into their comfort zone where they just look to out-farm DK here, but they've got to farm a lot more than this to really be in a comfortable position.
Well, Firefly, initiation is coming over the trees. Again, he's looking just for a single kill. All they need is one kill, and they start breaking this entire map open. They don't find it, but nothing really lost because they're just farming everywhere they go.
Burning's going to TP out. He'll head back to the top lane. He'll look to farm that instead. 2.4k gold up for him, and who has this late game, Lumi? DK, they've got the Bat Rider and the Global Silence Initiation. I feel like just because of that, unless Orange have a huge carry advantage, I would say DK should just take this late. Pop Global, you jump in, you pick off one of those supports who doesn't have a BKB, and it's really not much Orange can do about it.
I think it depends on how the Scythe comes out. If the Scythe goes on a Silencer, for example, then I think Orange could actually win a team fight. And the Dire Hero definitely have the mobility to actually do that with a Queen of Pain Blink, with a global TP. So I don't want to count Orange completely out yet, but if all things go normally, I say DK's got this.
They may catch Burning here. He's just popped his time lapse. It's on cooldown for 30 seconds, but Super's strutting in like a man. Ooh, this Dragon's looking to go. He BKBs. He dodges the burrow. What a sensational play from Super Dota. He's now got a Maelstrom up as well. He'll find one. Can he jump forward to find some more? The familiar stuns will be there. They'll discourage the aggression, but RTK says, come back, my friend. Ohio, I've got a present for you. They're going to find some familiars here as well. That's going to be an Aegis expended too. That's such a huge fight for DK. Amazing timing by Super. The reactions on this guy, just the last second BKBs.
That's the second time he did that in this game, right? Or was it?
Yeah, second time just this game. Incredible play. And he's dodging Burrow Strike, one of the hardest spells in the game to actually BKB through.
I mean, it is instant cast, so it's just absolutely amazing that he's doing this. And now, with that one team fight, they're going to go straight to the mid lane. Buyback on Lestrak, is that online? Yes, it is. So maybe they could bait the DK team in a particular poor team fight, but I just don't see DK making that mistake. Maelstrom now on Dragon Knight. He senses the fact that he has a big lead. He's going to go for some attack speed. Going to go for some big damage. And KYXY got to be careful where he treads.
3.4k up on Super. Yeah, what does he want to go for here? That's the question. It feels like Super's starting to become the real carry for this team because Burning's still a little squishy. He kind of wants to plink away at them. He might clean up a few fights, but it's Super who's the workhorse right now.
Super, in my opinion, has kind of the MVP of all 3 games for the DK team. So, I mean, Burning's playing really well, but Super on his Dragon Knight, again, you got to keep in mind that he laned against Kunkka, Bat Rider in this game, Nature's Prophet. Most of these lanes has been a disadvantage towards him, but it seems like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, for the time being, Orange go back to farming, and for Orange, they finally lost their gold lead, Lumi. It's now dead even in terms of gold, slight experience lead for DK, still even in terms of the stats, but who do you favor here? Can Orange take this game as we go later?
I mean, I still think they can with the Scythe of Ice killing Silencer, but it feels like even if you kill Silencer now, it's not enough because there's a 4-staff on Earthshaker now. So if you Scythe the Silencer, the first staff Earthshaker is going to disrupt everybody so long that Silencer is probably going to survive that initiation and come back with a global. And all the meanwhile, you have ROTK, you have Super, you have Burning. There are factors that can't be ignored either. You have only so many Scythe, but every single member of DK cannot be ignored, and that's just a recipe for disaster for Orange Esports.
Well, Orange just farming their own Ancients. Both teams settling into a very defensive posture at this point, and it's somewhat understandable considering the stakes. You win this game, you go from having to fight your way through those third versus third place matches, those second versus second place matches. You just get to sit pretty as a 1 seed, and you'll be awaiting the winners of those games from the bottom 4 teams who advance to the playoffs. So a big game, lots at stake here, and DK, I feel just this favors them a bit. The slower pace, the later the game gets, and Orange, I don't know that their lineup's really the best. Even though, like you mentioned, they could build multiple sites of ice, they got to farm those, and it's a long way. I mean, we're looking at least 5 to 8 minutes before Ohio would have one, and then beyond that, probably before heroes like Visage would have one, we're looking, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, also, Bat Rider's looking for more. Not going to find anybody, but everywhere he go, he's going to
is he going to jump?
No, I don't think he's going to. He doesn't need to play that aggressively. And you can see Mushi, one thing that we haven't talked about too much is that Mushi, despite going for a Midas Shadow Blade build and obviously a great split pusher, he can't actually split push blindly because the Bat Rider will find him, catch him out, and he's very, very squishy. So you can see that every time he sees, when Mushi sees Bat off the map, he's in the jungle. And when Mushi sees Bat on the map, then he's thinking about split pushing.
And speaking of Mushi, MKB now up and 2.7K.
TPing on the mid lane.
Mushi pulling out, summoning his inner RTK. He's going to catch Die retreating. The familiar stuns are there. A nice little pickoff by Mushi. And, well, this is where the Prophet, maybe, this is the one way he can use the gold better. Is he won't do it in the 5v5 fight, but he can definitely do it. Wow, really? 8 seconds later, I get the notification? Well, either way, he can use the gold better if he's finding the pickoffs, and we see it there.
Right, and that's exactly what I mean by using your Siphon Vice to initiate against Silencer first. If you do that against anybody else, the global comes off and you're probably dead. So the pickoffs possibility is always there, and Orange Esport, when you have great pushing heroes like Nature's Prophet, Queen of Pain's not bad at clearing creeps, as well as Lashrak at Diabolic eating the tower down, you definitely could like just find 1 or 2 kills and just go for a big push. And you might win that fight. So Orange Esports still very much so in the game, despite the fact that, in my opinion, DK has way better late game heroes.
Yeah, the boots are traveling up on RTK. That'll be another way for them to move around this map freely and look for pickoffs. And Burning completes a heart. Yeah, they're getting the items. DK is getting some really big farm on their carries, and we'll see 4K up for Super. I think this is where you look towards an Assault Crest. He could go heart as well if he really wanted, and then he should be unkillable too. But either way, they are getting insane items, and Mushi is still a bit of a glass cannon. That's my one concern with his build is this is where you probably want to go for a BKB, maybe a Manta style, but something to help you tank up and be elusive in these fights.
Yeah, BKB Nature's Prophet is something, for example, QPAS Wagamama has been a big fan of. That's generally the item that he...
I think even more notably, Admiral Bulldog is a big fan of the BKB Prophet.
I'm not sure whether it will help you actually tank right now, 38 minutes in the game, given the fact that there is a ton of right-click damage already, both on Dragon Knight and also on the Weaver. So I think maybe 15 minutes ago, that might have been a decent choice, but now I just don't think that even that is enough.
Well, he'll go BKB here, and it will be very strong for this first fight, end of the day, and we'll see what he can accomplish. He could definitely look to just pick off heroes like this Silencer instantly in the team fights. Mushi will summon the Wave of Trance, he'll go to farm the enemy jungle, and quickly DK are hot on the trail. They've got RTK, Firefly available. He's going to look to come in. Mushi Shadow Blades away and should be able to get out, and may even just TP top. Burning forced to back off. And Orange off the map. They're playing rather conservatively with their back three.
Yeah, I mean, they have to. Bat Rider, such long initiation range. If he really wants, he could blink Force Staff and then drag. It's hard for Orange to play their heroes. Also, Bat Rider now have a boot to travel, so he could mirror the movement of Mushi and go for... He can't solo kill. That's a big thing. He needs somebody else. At least one.
Yeah, if RTK tries to kill Mushi, he'll just get destroyed.
Yeah.
But if he has some backup, then he definitely can.
Well, it looks like they're going to just waltz into the Roshan pit. Burning in the pit right now. He's doing a ton of damage to Roshan. Super joining his side. And
I love the positioning of DK here. QQQ's way back to create a fissure block if Orange try to engage. And then they have Die just in the jungle. You don't even need him in the fight. He's just there for the global. Honestly, he could be a fountain, and that might even be better. But they're working on Roche fast. The familiars pop in. They say hello, and RTK says, get the hell out. They want this Roche. They should be able to take it soon. And for Orange, forced to forfeit Roche on the Dire side.
Yep.
Too hard to contest.
They give it to the Dragon Knight. I mean, Dragon Knight has heart. BKB.
22 armor, 3,000 health.
And an extra life now. I thought you would give it to Burning, to be honest.
I would rather see it on Burning, but...
He's got cheese, so...
Yeah, the main thing is just when DK comes back, it's not Dragon form, which is a lot worse. But, hey, it's still Aegis cheese going their way.
Well, and now they're going to... I mean, again, this is something that you pointed out earlier is, well... I say that now.
He's going to Firefly right in, but he gets caught by Net. Now Burrow straight through. Here comes Super, though. Look at the splash damage. KYXY. Aghanims won't help him here. Now a Shadow Blade forward. Super surging. Wants some more. Who's he going to go on? It might be KYXY. He blinks away, but he's now going to get Dragon Tailed, I think, just out of range. He can't quite find the distance for it. Now looking for Ohio instead. Burning on the chase as well. He wants some kills. A blink forward by RTK. The flame break back, and now the slow comes through. Ohio going to die under the shadow of his own tier 3. Is the chase even going to end here? It looks like at long last it will. Mushi, while this is happening, doing everything he can to stall out this game. They're still diving the base, though. Super jumping in again. Won't commit fully. They've had to TP back 2 of their key supports. Are they going to continue to fight? This is where Orange would have turned it around. Mushi, he's drawn them back. Now he's going to spring the trap. They've caught out Super. No BKB. He'll die once. He comes back in small dragon man form, not in the big bad blue dragon form. He could be caught here. A burrow through. It's a lot of HP to work their way through, but can they do it? It looks like they have the damage. They've got it. They're going the distance. They'll find a kill. That's a double kill on the Dragonite, and Aegis expended. And if anyone did more damage to the racks or the towers, it was actually Orange. So pretty much on every count, they come out hugely ahead there.
Absolutely beautiful strategical play coming out from Orange Esports. Mushi pushing up top, forcing back a couple of TP. And what are you going to do if you're DK? Trade Raxus? That's not what you want to do. You're actually ahead, so you don't ever want to go for a fair trade. So they were forced to TP back, and of course, using the mobility of a Nature's Prophet, he TPs back in the fight. There was a buyback being used, I believe, on the Queen of Pain, so they did force out a ton of go, and that means Siphon Vice is going to be further delayed. But at the same time, they were able to kill Dragonite through his Aegis. So that's a big deal there.
Yeah, and I think the main thing there is the takeaway is DK, once you TP2 back to do it the Prophet, you got to back off mid. Yeah. You can't fight that fight 3v5, not after you've popped your BKB on your Dragonite. And I think Burning used his as well. It was a little laggy, so not 100% sure. But just the Dragonite BKB being down and Global being used, that's time to back. Staying there that long, that was a bit of an overextension. But still, great play by Orange at the same time.
I think Burning actually teleported back and then time-lapsed back into the mid lane. I'm not positive whether that's the case, but it seems like he was actually everywhere, and that's the only way that he can be everywhere.
You would know better than me, man. I'm watching a slideshow. You're watching Dota. So.
I'm trying to watch like 8 screens at once as well, because Kawa is not helping.
He's giving me dirty. He's giving you dirty looks. Oh, Mushi. He'll push that top lane out. Cal actually has very good reasons why we're not able to switch monitors, but we'll see if we can get it sorted out for future broadcasts in case this does happen again. But for the time being, hopefully it won't. RTK, he'll work on the creeps here in the jungle, continuing to farm and clear those waves off, and he'll head towards the Ancients now. Maybe looking for a Blink Lasso. Not going to find one yet. He'll back off. RNG Sports back to kind of just split push and stall Dota.
Yeah.
And for them, this is where buybacks become very precious, basically.
Yep, Queen of Pain out of buyback for quite a bit, and if you're DK, you're absolutely okay with this trade because, like you pointed out earlier, Nature's Prophet is a hero that farms gold very quickly, but he doesn't use gold as well as, let's say, a Weaver, a Dragonite would be. So he's pretty much maxed out at this point. The only thing he could do is sell that Midas and go for one last item, but what is the Nature's Prophet going to get at this point that has a significant impact? I guess crits, but is he really lacking for damage at this point already?
I'm not sure. I don't feel he is, but it's more just they need more damage. I just don't know if him getting more damage is the solution, right? I mean, you're dealing with the Heart of Weaver. They're actually going to go in now on Burning. They throw the ultimate. The Global's there, but it's too late. Burning's going to go down.
Wow.
Maybe they don't need more damage. Burning feeling rather squishy, even with a Heart and a BKB and a Cheese. Couldn't get either off. Does explode there.
But top lane, though, looks like we're going to see a re-engage from ROTK. They want to focus on KYXY. The chain stance are all there. Great play here, and they're going to pick off one themselves. So whatever advantage they had as in a 5v4 situation, it's completely eradicated.
I still, if I'm Orange, I still love that trade. They used Global, you didn't. Burning is more important than the Queen of Pain at this point.
I'm not sure, though, because Queen of Pain needs that second Siphon Vice.
Yeah, really that's true, actually. Maybe she's not going to do more now, but maybe she's more important to the long-term gameplay.
Yeah, and also, if you look at Ohio, he's going Bloodstone, which, I don't know, man. I think Scythe is where it's at. Bloodstone's okay, but if you're getting a 45-minute Bloodstone, the mono regen becomes, I don't know.
I'm not sure. Yeah, it does feel kind of like an awkward item choice here, but he just wants to tank up. End of the day, I guess Ohio feels squishy, and it's that a Scythe Device isn't going to give you too much HP. Just the ultimate orb. Plus 10 stats is all right, but it's not a whole lot, so opts to tank up. Bloodstone can be okay late game just because you respawn faster, but that's stretching it a bit thin. I agree with you. I feel they really need as many Scythe Device as they can possibly muster.
Yeah, and they won't not find any of Scythe Device anytime soon. Queen of Pain, he's been holding to this 3,800 gold for the longest time, and I almost think that he should be spending it. Obviously, he is saving for buyback, so
yeah, you could still buy like an ultimate orb and probably have the buyback at this point. We can even check his, well, yeah, should have enough, I feel, and looks like going to buy something right now. What's it going to be? Just a plate mail. Going maybe maybe Shiva's, maybe even an Assault Caress. We'll see. I mean, either way, what I want to talk about is Mushi, because he's richer than God right now. They call him the M God. Maybe there's a reason for that. He's now sitting on 5.2k net worth, or gold, on top of his Demon Edge. Do you go Rapier?
I don't think you do. I think that's how you throw the game because I think this is still a very winnable position. Sure, it's not.
Knowing 2009, he's probably talking about how Mushi's going to throw the game. If you're listening to the Chinese
Is
commentary,
he not a big fan of Mushi?
he's rather critical, to put it mildly. Yeah. He's 2009. I guess he's allowed to be.
Even more critical than me.
He has.
No, I'm the flamethrower here.
Well, he has a particular distaste for some of Mushi's late game decision making. Is the main thing.
I see. Well,
His item selection, his saving of gold, some of his.
I'm gonna say that 2009 is fair to have a distasteful opinion of Mushi.
This game, Mushi's playing well though.
This game has, but in the past, he has definitely has.
And it's mostly just his early to mid game is so unparalleled that you look at his late game and you're like, why isn't it quite up to snuff? But, well, maybe Mushi can start to turn that reputation around here. Has not gotten picked off up to 6k gold. I mean, again, I don't know where his gold goes from here. It's like all these items, you don't really want to replace the Shadow Blade. That helps you escape from the TP ganks. Gems are actually a valuable commodity late game. Sure, that I guess you can't destroy them anymore, but still, they're dropping on the ground. Not everyone's going to have one. And so the Shadow Blade can help you to get away and split push more effectively. Phase boots, what are you going to replace them with? Maybe treads, but end of the day...
Maybe you just don't wear boots. I'm not even kidding. Like, you have the mobility you gain from...
I'm laughing, but yeah, it's not a bad way to go.
Like, if you get a Manta style, that's movement speed in conjunction with the Shadow Blade.
So maybe you can replace the phase boots, but otherwise, there's not many places for Mushi to go with his build.
Yeah.
You don't want to tank up because your team relies so heavily on you for damage against the double BKB carries. You need the BKB because you're up against Global Silence as well as just a lot of stuns from the rest of the team. They're kind of locked into a corner. I do like what Orange is doing here, though, because they're leaving Mushi top. KYXY is actually behind him. They may be expecting DK to come, but I don't know if they expect 5 to be coming.
Yeah, they want Burning. Burning's going to get hexed up right now, but he does have the Butterfly, and he Sakuchi's away. Now, Butterfly is not going to do a single thing against Mushi, but let's not forget all the right-click
They're going back in.
Oh, okay, well, no, they're TPing out. They expect a counter game coming in soon, but can he run away? There is a gem available on him. Bad Rider's trying to TP. The Fidget's going to be there, and Mushi not going to be making out alive. Well,
we jinxed him.
I'm not going to say anything.
Overstayed his welcome a bit there.
2009 jinxed him. Let's just say that.
Yeah, 2009 was doing it long before us.
Yeah.
We blame him for all this, but Mushi will get picked off, and DK get one slight step closer to taking this deciding game 3. They now lead by 1,000 gold. They lead by 6k experience. It's not really about that, though. It's about the fact the Prophet will be forced to buy back now, and that means buyback is on cooldown. Sure, he'll have the gold.
And he's bought the
He'll buy the Daedalus. He'll buy the Daedalus, so he'll go all in here. But, I mean, truthfully, he doesn't have buyback. Might as well. All in for the damage. Glass cannon style for him. As for DK, much more well-rounded in terms of the item builds. Everyone's tanky. Everyone's hard to kill. And the best part for DK is they still have Global. They have the Blink, BKB, Force Lasso on the Bat Rider. They could look to go. They're sieging the base right now. BKB forced out from Burning. That's a nice little bit of damage here to DK, but I don't know if it's really going to be enough to force them back. They still have their BKB Dragon Knight, Queen of Pain ult, the jump in. They go on RTK, who also BKB'd, was trying to TP away while this is happening. Mushi pushing in the top lane. The fight breaks out. Ohio on the run. A blink backwards. KYXY able to escape. Now it could be next in line. Will he escape in time? The blink, the lasso is here from RTK. He catches him out. KYXY gonna fall. While this is happening, Burning TP's home. We'll take a quick look at that. He's defending the base. Mushi's about to come in, and Burning's gonna be waiting here, but I don't think Burning can actually take Mushi. Mushi's too fat to actually die right now. DK driven back. They haven't taken racks yet. Mushi's done it. He's broken through the base. He's backstabbed the defenses of DK, and he actually puts his team in technically a bit of a better position here. 50 minutes in, they strike first blood when it comes to racks. They're trailing more and more by gold, more and more by experience, but not yet out of the fight.
M-God, it's delivering so hard right now. The backdoors from a Nature's Prophet is so annoying to deal with, but the more important thing that we need to talk about is the buybacks are so... Most of it is completely unavailable on the dot. Let's quickly check out the buyback status.
Yeah, they use 3, and 3 of them have 4 minutes plus to cool down.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Now, at the same time, for the Radiant, do they have go for buyback? Let's quickly check. Seems like some of it they don't. Burning does not have it. Super does, and they're gonna just Roshan. And
I don't know if Orange can afford to give this one away. Not with exposed racks, not with the buybacks and cooldown. But can they afford to fight either? It's dropping low. If they want to go, they're gonna have to make their movement soon. They don't have a blink on net, and they're gonna forfeit the Roche in the end. That's Aegis. That's Cheese. Once again going to DK, and once again that same odd distribution.
No.
Oh no, sorry. No, they got it right this time.
To the Dragon Knight. Shaker is the person that's picking up the Aegis.
Oh, they still have one.
Mushi on the bot lane gets caught.
My goodness.
Well,
That's going to hurt.
That's game, right? Because he's done for
dead for 90 seconds. They have double cheese. They have Aegis. I don't even think there's a glyph available on Orange. No glyph. That might just cost them the game.
Yeah, and double heart on DK, so like they are just going to push easily, in fact, to the mid lane. Mushi trying to get some late game heroics, but maybe overstep his boundary.
They still have Global. They also have the BKB on Batrider. They're going to have the Elder Dragon form. Everything the DK needs to maximize their team fight potential is here. They still have 60 seconds. No Mushi in the game. Oh, man. It's going to hurt for Orange if they go on to lose this one. And right now, it doesn't look too good. Look for the Global. Look for the Blink Lasso. Force back. If anybody tries to defend Orange, they'll try for the split push. They'll push in that top lane.
Wow.
But DK says, we're going for the jugular. We're going for the GG. And what are you going to do about it, Orange? No glyph. No buyback of Mushi. That's so much net worth. Sitting on the sidelines. 27k of it. Doing nothing for the team. DK looking to take this game 3-0. Burrow through by net. He channels the Epi. Can he get it off? He can't. He's blown up. QQQ to fall as well. BKB City. But it seems like DK just pulling ahead without Mushi's physical damage. They just can't seem to take the fight. Net gets flame break backwards. He might fall as well. If DK won, they can throw it. They're going to throw it now. They're going for the GG, and they're going to secure it. The creeps pushing in top won't be in time. This is the end for RG Sports in Game 3. They will be your second place team in Group B, and DK, in commanding fashion, 4-0 through the group. They crush Orange in Game 3, and they take the series. What a performance.
What a way to finish the game. I was like, oh, they're going to take mid-racks, rotate up top, but they just went for the win, and why not?
Is DK back? Is it fair to say now? DK, really impressive stuff from them.
Yeah, really, really great late game decision. Just kind of slow, passive, maybe not the most enjoyable to watch, but definitely very, very strategic, very beautiful, well executed Dota.
Well, guys, we do apologize for a lot of the lag through that game. We'll see if we can find an alternative solution in case this does happen in the future. For some reason, my computer was lagging. Lumi's wasn't. It was not the computer, though. It was some sort of internet connection issue, but we're on the same router, on the same network. Anyway, we'll try and look into that more later, but the story for today, Lumi, it's Team DK. Yep. I mean, really, what a performance from them. They played, especially, I feel even more than this game, it was Game 2. They gave up 5 kills, they lost all 3 lanes, and they win the game anyway. That, to me, was their defining moment in this series.
Game 1 was all. I mean, they were down for quite a bit. They were able to smoke and then get a Roshan. Unfortunately, Super got caught at the end, but Super
they made it close. Even when this team, it's like they're one of the hardest teams to just finish. We saw that even with the Alliance at G1 League, where they go for the level 1 Rosh strat. They're on the dire side. They get like 3 or 4 Roshans. They just couldn't break the base. Now, granted, they didn't have the best lineup to do it, but DK is just so good at playing from behind.
Right, yeah. And they executed every single time this game, or this series, so very well played.
They'll take Game 3. They're going to be advancing as your #1 seed out of this group, along with, I believe it's actually, I can't remember if it's Tongfu or LGD China from Group A, but they'll be one of those top 2 teams for sure, and guaranteed a top 4 finish now, I do believe. Guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. That will conclude our Dota 2 Super League coverage. We're actually going to be taking a break from the Dota 2 Super League, but we're not taking a break from Asian Dota. Tomorrow, in a little under 24 hours, I think it's around 18 to 20, we'll be coming back with our inaugural day of Alienware Cup action. Navi is going to China. They won't be there for Group A, but we're still going to have some fantastic games. The action will begin relatively soon. We'll get those times to you in the stream chat at least in a few moments, but for now, from all of us here at Beyond the Summit, it's LD, Lumi, as well as Kawa, signing off.